Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the World Center of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway here for round number one, race number one of the eNASCAR Road to Pro Qualifying Series. A little bit of a last-minute thing here, but we got some drivers that we sponsored. Want to see how they do. Want to see how the rest of split number 3 gets along here. Here tonight for 80 laps, 2 laps of qualifying with an estimated fuel run of 35 to 40 laps. So it's sure to be an interesting race strategy-wise. As these drivers will attempt to navigate their way into the Coke Series next season. So going to be a lot of fun, and appreciate all you guys coming out and sticking around here with us. As most everyone has qualified, we will have 35 drivers here this evening. Let's go find out if anyone's still on track. Nope. Oh, well, PJ Evans is.
Aiden Howell is. He sets his down to go P12 at the buzzer. Yeah, starting on pole in the split 3 is going to be Matthew L. Morton.
Connor Uroshak starting outside pole. Rocky Boyd, you've seen him on our Friday Night Rod Car Truck Tour. Going to be starting in the 3rd position.
Mitchell Hunt P4. Christopher Cornell P5. Justin Noblock P6. And another Rod Car Truck Tour regular, Daniel Smallwood P7. That's Contender Series last year, Daniel Smallwood.
Absolutely. We got a completely stacked field here tonight. Bunch of household names. Tommy Gossett starting 20th. Jared Torres 22nd. Logan Helton 21st. PDJ Zeller in the 25th position. Matthew Zwack
opting not to qualify, P30.
So a lot of these guys electing to possibly trying to avoid the chaos that these super speedways can bring. Max R. Brady starting in the 16th position. These 35 drivers will try and kick off their Road to Pro campaign here this evening. Over 80 laps. It's going to be interesting to watch the fuel strategy play out, especially if they can get to that halfway point, make it a one-stop. Don't want to spend any more time on pit road than what is already needed.
And one of the biggest things with situations like this, you got to make sure you've got friends in the right places. With Road to Pro, it being split up based on iRacing, you never know if you're actually going to be able to get in with your teammates.
Absolutely. Wait for the rest of the field to grid up here. Anything and everything will happen here this evening. Matthew L. Morton will lead this field of 35 off of pit road. They all have gridded up.
And it looks like we've got a good mixture of, teams here up front. We've got Nexus on pole. Urine Check, I can't see a sponsor on that. RKM and Rocky Boyd. EPI with Mitchell Hunt. Dead Zone Racing with Justin Noblock. Daniel Smallwood with Express.
Absolutely. Bringing out the heavy hitters. I believe there was over 600 entries into Road to Pro. Round
over
number
900.
1. Oh, it ended up getting to 900. So 900 drivers trying to make it to the top tier of oval sim racing. Trying to at least make it to round number 2 at a bare minimum.
Well, I guess it's probably just a lot of people saying, hey, it's Daytona, it's Road to Pro, let's put in an attempt. But knowing that this field is going to get whittled down to only 20 people come Contender Series is going to be wild.
Absolutely. First, we must trim that to 70. And that starts here this evening at the World Center of Racing. 80 laps to settle it for race number 1. 35-car field. And it's sure to be a good one. This pace car makes the hard left-hand turn. And Matthew L. Morton going to lead us down. Green flag in the air. We are underway. Pretty.
I'd have to expect a pretty calm race for at least hopefully 10 laps. You're not going anywhere. We've got 80 laps of this sucker.
Absolutely, especially if you didn't elect to qualify, that would be a strategy play. As the field gets up to speed out of turn number 2 for the first time, side by side for second. Matthew L. Morton got a truck length ahead of the number 2 of Connor Yuroshak. From help from the 30 of Mitchell Hunt. Inside line has a nose ahead. So come off of turn 4 for the first time.
It's going to be one of the few racetracks where you might be fighting to be the truck not leading. Every truck behind the leader is going to be getting a little bit of like fuel saving. That 35 to 40 laps is going to extend out a little bit, but you can make the race a one-stopper.
Absolutely. Spending less time on pit road than your competitors. Potentially break away from this pack if we can manage to stay green. But as of right now, we're working at lap number 2. Long way to go. Strategy only starting to get formed. Your biggest mover so far is Connor Horn in the 20 machine. He's up 6 spots. Don't tell him to wait around. Trying to make a name for himself.
Sometimes those spots just open up. There'll be a check up in one line, and you just magically are 10 spots ahead.
Absolutely. 3 laps so far. Pretty much side by side all the way through.
I don't think we've seen a second of 3x3 racing yet.
A whole lot of moves being made, but except by Connor Horn, who managed to pick up 7 spots. Garrett Conrath also picked up 6 spots in the opening 2.5 laps. The duels are a sham. This is far more entertaining. Besides, Connor Daly's car already broke as we have our first 3-wide action. These guys trying to get up out of the way. I believe that is the number 1 truck.
So we don't actually know who it is.
He gets back into line. Yeah, the duels are a sham, unfortunately.
It was Justin Levine for Burnt Rubber Television.
It's actually the number 5 car. It's even all the way down to Matthew's Whack. Every single one of these drivers is still in the main pack. Anyone trying to play it cool, play it easy. Petey Zeller liking to drop to the back, though. He's down 8 spots since the opening. Jackson Crowder is as well. Logan Helton down 6 spots. Some of these guys may be trying to take it a little bit easier, but you do not want to lose the main pack. This is a very competitive split. We expect these guys to go caution-free for most of the way. So obviously want to have track position if possible.
You'd have to assume that those guys will try to give themselves as much time to react as possible should there be a wreck.
Absolutely, but Mitchell Hunt now takes control of that inside line. Matthew L. Morton back to 5th. Here at Daytona, we have 21 drivers within a second of each other. As Justin Levine now tries to lead that outside line, back pushing pretty hard on the truck in front of him. He's up 3 spots in the early going. Haven't seen a whole lot of aggressive moves, not a whole lot of trucks out of control. Been pretty calm, the pushes have been pretty stable, not off-centered.
You got Justin right, but that's Justin Nova. Again, custom paint numbers really getting us.
Absolutely. Working lap number 6 here, and we've only seen 1 case of 3 wide. Plenty of space being given to all these competitors so far.
How many number 1 trucks do you think we can get in a line pushing each other?
That's a great question. Max Brady has made it up 5 spots. He's trying to knock on the top 10.
I see at least 3 in the field currently, so there's a possibility of 3. And none of them are the actual number 1, by the way.
Very nice. Yeah, Justin Knobloch in the actual 17 machine is now drop down to the inside line. He'll lead Mitchell Hunt around this 2.5-mile super speedway. That outside lane tries to fight back, gather the momentum.
Taylor Hurst and Justin Levine got a good run on that high side.
Taylor Hurst now trying to challenge. And the 3 machine, the 64 further back. Got some 3 wide going on. In the 15th position.
That doesn't look like a situation where he's trying to drop back. He's holding his spot.
Is the 12 machine of Tyler Groff.
And he got it. He was able to get that draft from a truck being a little too high in front of him, and he just pulled him ahead.
Sam Adams cut him a break. Let him get back in line. All the way back down to 35th, and Michael Bumgarner 2.4 seconds separating first from 35th. That is the wild card element that Daytona brings. Great place to open our season. Justin Knobloch continues to lead with help from Mitchell Hunt. Connor Yoroschak. Jeremy B. Davis in the 28 machine. Your big mover so far.
He's the one that took it 3 wide, actually.
He is up 15 spots since the drop of the green flag.
He's that 64 wannabe Richard Petty, making moves.
Just ahead of him, Max Brady. He's picked up 5 spots since the green flag has flown. Got a guy thinking 3 wide there. It's pretty much been 2 by 2 by 2 all the way through this field. Nothing to really separate anyone. No one's trying to take control. Haven't seen any aggressive pushing so far. Very clean.
We might have the first pitters, as Justin Knobloch said he's pitting in this time. Now that's a strategy.
Let's see if he has any takers with him.
He had Sam Adams come over the radio and say he's going with him. So they've got 3, 4, I believe.
Yeah, Connor Hornson, Eddie Kerner, Tommy Gossett, Jared Torres, Jackson Crowder, Michael Bumgarner have all elected to pit early and commit to that 2-stop strategy. That'll give the lead of the race to Mitchell Hunt. Taylor Hurst leading that outside line.
That is not a strategy I really expected to be playing out. Lap 10 coming in and pitting.
As now that inside lane is starting to build momentum. They have 2 cars clear of the 3 machine. With Taylor Hurst up top, trying to fight back. They got more cars organized, more energy on the bottom side of the racetrack.
I think this is a product of that third truck in the outside line. Dana Smallwood not necessarily trying to really put these lines, right? They're in no rush currently. It's still lap 10. We have had our first takers for pit stops. But I think that's just strategy to get out of the pack, start their own thing, and just cruise.
Absolutely. If they get a caution, we get right back into the thick of the things.
And Jeremy B. Davis, once again, going 3 wide, getting more and more spots.
That 64 machine, probably the most aggressive driver so far. He's done it cleanly and has definitely made his mark early on, up 17 spots. Not a lot of help, though, on that third line, but holding tough so far. Working lap number 13 here.
I think he might have gotten himself there. He had a lot of momentum. He probably expected a hole to open up and he'd just be able to drop in, but it is closing fast.
It's important for this second pack, though, that is now formed. They all were able to get lined up together, led by Sam Adams all the way down to Michael Bumgardner. Able to get organized quickly. We saw that in duel number 1. The Chevrolets pitted, lost touch with that lead pack due to some miscues on pit road, so that'll be important to monitor as we go further and further into tonight's race. 64 there, still hung out. Jeremy B. Davis.
And he's pulling these guys back. He's got himself a hole open up if he decided to drop in for a second.
Outside of Daniel Smallwood for the 7th position, that hole opens up. He'll drop right back in behind the 29 of the 9 machine of Daniel Smallwood.
We're 3 wide. There was a checkup on that outside line. Someone had to jump up and get out.
That might have been the 15 of Max Brady. It was. As that outside lane now starting to squabble a little bit. They've lost some momentum. That third lane is now formed. Just like that. They're trying to peek back into the middle.
Daniel Smallwood getting left out to dry. He thought Jeremy B. Davis wanted to make the run, wanted to go push for the lead of the outside. Jeremy B. Davis just said, I wanted the spot, brother.
He's picking it up one spot at the time on the outside line, but Daniel Smallwood drops back in line. Now we're back down to 2x2 yet again.
All this squabbling on that high side took a lot of momentum from those guys. They're just now getting back side by side with the meters.
Yeah, Taylor Hurst in the 3 machine. With help from Justin Levine. Now fighting back on that outside. Jeremy B. Davis has worked his way up to 3rd on the outside line. Up 21 spots. Pole sitter Matthew L. Morton still sits in the 5th position. 3rd on the inside line.
Looks like we're having activity here on that second pack. Justin Noblock wants to be the truck leading.
As they shuffled the order, potentially just pushing the issue too much from the car in 2nd. Has to get some air on the nose. Could have been a planned swap. Sam Adams drops to the tail end of this 2nd pack.
We got another truck coming in. Oh, we got a bunch of trucks coming in.
Led by Matthew L. Morton, Connor Yoroshak. That's from 2nd position. This pack looks to have had a nice job getting onto pit road and getting slowed down from almost 195 miles an hour.
Jacob L. Hull almost got that truck sideways.
In the 21 machine. That'll give the lead of the race to Taylor Hurst, who was trying to lead that outside line back. Justin Levine will lead the outside line.
And we have a bunch more calls for pitting in. Jeremy B. Davis said, Jeremy B. Davis said pitting in. He's currently in that outside line.
Pitting from the 2nd line, not an advisable choice, but let's see what the 64 elects to do here. But it looks like everyone's coming in. Some more takers, not everyone, but the second half of this first pack. They are not elected. That'll give us 13 cars up at the front of this thing. BDJ Zeller. I have some work to do, though, if he wants to catch the pack. Not a whole lot of help.
He's right there.
But with some checkups up front, he's right back into it. Christopher Cornell takes the lead of the race for the first time this evening.
He's immediately being challenged by Justin Levine. I think Jeremy B. Davis wants to push this truck out front so he can guarantee him like the bottom because he really wants to pit in.
There's the 64. Looks like he's going to get to the bottom. Tyler Groff gave him the space. Daniel Smallwood continuing to stay out. And he'll lead a lap for the first time tonight.
Luckily no issues on pit road. I believe that was a clean 5-truck braceaway.
And now it's down to 8. Levine. Am I saying it wrong? I do apologize.
I said Levine.
Okay, here's the leader of the second pack, Eddie Kerner. Trying to get these guys organized. You guys have said both. Well,
I think I've been swapping back and forth because I don't.
It's personal preference. But we heard from Daniel Smallwood pre-race. His original idea was to try and stretch this into a one-stopper. But that is definitely not the case anymore, as the rest of the field now has come into pit. And we'll see where the 18 machine of Eddie Kerner, with help from Connor Horn and Tommy Gossett, where they end up.
Ian Howell had that thing all kinds of sideways trying to get it woed up.
We appreciate it. We literally decided about 15 minutes before Split went live to give it a shot. We don't have our regular logos on the ticker, so we just kind of hopped into it. We have some drivers in here that we've sponsored, Daniel Smallwood being one of them. It looks like
the other one would be PDJ Zelliger.
This was a spontaneous act. That second pack's going to overtake these guys. Give the lead of the race back to Connor Yaroshak.
Daniel Smallwood being the first one off pit road. He's not going to have momentum to even be near the draft. So he's going to have to get immediately hooked back up with these guys to start making that run.
Absolutely. Now this is where we could see some miscommunication, potentially, as these packs try and get formed up. Obviously, track position is key. It looks like pretty good so far. Too wide. As Daniel Smallwood's going to try and lead this second pack.
Yeah,
Christopher Cornell, let's see what he decides to do in the 29 machine, the Elliott Sadler Esports driver. And no shot for Smallwood.
But Connor Yaroshek led that lap with Jacob Hall to his outside. Shuffling the order a good bit there.
Yeah, but this is now broken up this pack significantly. 17 cars. Last in line is Matthew Zwack. Peak Performance Motorsports driver. But we saw that first pack that elected to pit, led by Justin Knobloch, Sam Adams. They have got to this lead pack, so the short pitting definitely worked out for these guys. And it has shaken up the order significantly. Daniel Smallwood, that last pack to pit, the 32 machine, now down in the 23rd position. Jeremy B. Davis as well. I saw him be very aggressive, making some moves. Got a car on the wall further back. I believe it is the 13 machine, Anthony Frederico.
I think we've just had our first casualty of the race. He is not going to be able to get back in the draft.
Yeah, heavy right side damage there on that 13. He will lose the draft. Let's take a look at what happened. Just kind of lost the handling on it. Pounded the wall. Was able to keep it off of the 52 right next to him, so well done avoiding the incident, but you're going to lose a lot of time. He's down 17 spots. And Jacob Bransky has also lost the draft. Need a caution to get back into this thing, but we're 2x2 up at the front. Logan Helton in that 63 truck getting shoved from all he's worth from Garrett Conrath. The W Energy machine takes the lead of the race. We are working at lap number 23, getting ready to start lap number 24. As the second pack being led by Max Brady, 3.5 seconds back from Matthew Zwack. See if they can work together to close the gap. All the way down to that 33rd position. Obviously, we just showed you Anthony Federico and Jacob Bransky, the two guys out of the pack so far.
And it's a wild contrast what the pit strategies can do for you with Logan Helton up 20 spots, Garrett Conrath up 27, PJ Evans up 25, Jackson Crowder up 18.
We'll give him his due because he's currently leading the second pack. We're going to butcher your name, I apologize. Trayton Lepsovich is leading that outside line. He's 16 spots up from the start of this thing.
If he wants to complain about that, he can talk to our lawyers.
Again, this was about 10 minutes of preparation. We went into it completely blind. We only knew that Daniel Smallwood would be in here and nobody else. We hope you enjoy it. Nevertheless, Logan Helton continuing to lead that second pack. Definitely within striking distance. You can see here on board with Max Brady. 3.8 seconds, though they lost some time.
It definitely doesn't help when that second pack is also going 2 by 2.
Most of this first pack has settled down now. You can see they're on the track map. The 2 packs, the 13 and the 34 machine. Lapsovich, he's a Pinty Series driver. Well, look at that. You just never know. Trayton Lapsovich. That's pretty dang cool right there.
I think you got it really close.
It was a decent effort, I'll be honest. It was a very good effort.
A lot better than I would have done.
As this second pack's trying to get organized. And just as I say that, there's a battle for the lead of the second pack. Max Brady, Trayton Lapovich. Side by side.
Yeah, the front of this second pack and the back of the first pack are going about the same speed, so they're really going to have to change something up on this second pack to really have a shot at catching back up.
But they have closed that gap. You can see there in our time delta, it was 5.5. It is 3.9. Has gone back up in the last lap, but they were closing in ever so slightly. Here with Max Brady. Kind of hard to do when they keep swapping positions as much as they are, but you see the last 3 laps, 23, 24, 25. The second pack was quicker, 26 and 27. The front pack fought back. Let's take a look. There's only, now they're starting to get a little bit disorganized further back. They were side by side, but I think they're going to be nice and let each other in. Only 3 cars on that outside.
I can hear communications from drivers in this second pack starting to finally ask the question, hey, can we get single file?
We're continuing to lose time. Now down, gap now down to 4.5 seconds, so they're starting to lose all that progress they made over the last 5 laps. We've seen just how clean this split has been. Only 1 car into the wall. I was able to save it. These guys will need to get formed up and go single file if they can and try and close down that gap. It is a 17-car pack. Connor Horn.
You see a lot of gaps opening up in the bottom lane. They're trying to let drivers in, but right now they really need to focus on getting Max Brady and Justin Levine in to like get this forward progress moving.
Only now down to about 5 or 6 cars on that outside line. Continuing to try and work together in the back. Max Brady and Justin Levine stuck on that high side right now. As long as they're not side drafting the trucks below them. Wouldn't be a massive detriment though. As that 33 truck continues to lead, here comes a bump from the 29 trying to get them up there.
Smallwood let Justin Levine in, so now it's just Max Brady. I think they're going to give him the spot too and let him in.
Only 1 truck now on the outside. With no help, we expect him to drop to the back of the pack naturally if no one lets him in. Now it's kind of game on between these 2 freight trains. See who can get going, who can get the momentum, and who would ultimately come out ahead. Now that we're in line, The gap is 4.1 seconds once they all got single file.
Christopher Cornell got loose in the entrance of 2 there. Or is that the entrance of, that was the entrance of 4? Oh, it was the entrance 2. I know my track. I don't know why I'm doubting myself.
But it was Calvin Allison, the one truck that was, excuse me, Thomas Lewandowski was the one truck that was stuck on the outside. He is now fallen back to the 33rd and final position in the second pack. As the 2 drivers without a pack to call home, Jacob Bransky and Anthony Federico, 34th and 35th, have hooked up. They are in danger of going a lap down very soon. As in the next lap or 2. On board here with Logan Helton. They're staying to the high side, out of the way. Very respectful, but it won't matter. This lead pack, single file, planted on that double yellow line.
See how steady those hands are.
Can't imagine too many complaints from the 22 machine of Logan Helton at the moment. Fourth and 35th place. Get out of the way. Very respectful of our leaders.
We're going 2 by 2 again. The second pack is not happy with the results that they're getting. I think we're starting to get a little antsy.
We are approaching halfway. The lead pack, led by Trayton Lapovich, pretty much stagnated. Gap went from 4.1 to 4.3, so we can see Jeremy B. Davis, help from Max Brady, Justin Levine have decided that they wanted to take their shot at leading this second pack and seeing if they can close up, and they got those that agree with them. James Wenzel, Nathan Nicholson. But all this squabbling back and forth is only going to hurt them until they can finally figure out who they want to lead this line. But now the gap, even with that, is already opened up another 0.3 of a second. Gap now down to 4.5, 4.6. Got to be a pretty disheartening feeling, though, knowing you were 3.2, 3.3, and then they've slowly pulled back away from you. Obviously, a lot can happen in the second half of the race. Right now, you see that the bumps get a little bit more aggressive. The 29.
They're checking up. Ooh, they got real squirrely there for a second. I thought a truck was going to go around with how bad those checkups were.
Got some.
Oh, the 7 of Thomas Lewandowski is getting left out to dry. A lot of damage on that. The front of that truck.
And PDJ Zeller as well. Take a look at what happened to the 8 machine. Just a tremendous checkup. It was started by that 89, the 17, the 52, and the 7 just didn't catch it. PDJ Zeller, your big loser.
He's going to be hoping for a caution. Like, sadly, so are we. That is our boy out there.
Now this front pack starting to go side by side. See if that'll hold up their progress. Mitchell Hunt on that outside.
He wants to lead. 3 cars challenging on the outside. 4 ads. Tough. Forgot we did ads.
Well, it's either you get him now, or you get him at the start of it. I don't really know which is preferable, so unfortunately. We do the bare minimum.
This is where we tell people to subscribe.
Something like that. Yeah, but now all this squabbling here in the second pack, they are now 6 seconds behind the lead pack. They lost PDJ Zeller, Thomas Lewandowski, Peyton Howe as well.
Oh, actually, Jordan Spoon does subscribe. Wow.
Yeah, if you hate ads as much as we do, there's a solution to that. But yeah, we don't really know. Oh, the 29 very loose into turn number 2. Saved it, though. Yeah, it's either that or appreciate it. We really appreciate that. We disabled pre-rolls, or at least we tell it to, because those are, I find, in my opinion, more annoying. A really good solution. Because even with ad blocker, Twitch says you're going to see these ads. So.
And it's funny, he said 4 ads. I looked at my phone because obviously I'm going to support us on my personal account. Right. I had 5 ads.
Yeah. He's the co-commentator, so it happens.
I think I'm going to subscribe to my own channel.
Got 4 as well. Yeah, I got 4. What you gonna do? Corporate America.
Hey, we have to pay for, you know, this somehow.
Gotta keep the lights on. For this second pack, just continuing to squabble side by side pretty much since they came out of the pits. On lap 18, lap 17. The guys that came in 2 laps earlier, lap 16. They are the prevailing strategy at the moment. Lap 16, lap 17. And then the guys that short pitted. Lap number 10. The guys that came in on 18 and 19, the last to pit, have seen the furthest, let's say, repercussions from that.
Well, I think we're probably going to be about 5 to 10 laps away from, you know, green flag pit stop cycle again.
So now if you're the second pack, you've seen that the short pitting worked. Do you want to try and do the opposite of what you did the first time, come in before? But if your intention was to get to halfway, pit, and then go to the end, you can't come in at least for another 2 laps. So we know Daniel Smallwood, the initial plan earlier in the week was to try and make this a one-stop race. Not anymore.
I think the big thing that drivers have to do is find at least 2 dudes that you can work with and get you a good pit cycle. Because 3 trucks running together nose to tail with an aero push is enough to catch you, like get you going anywhere, right?
Right now they're in a stalemate side by side in this front pack. With the exception of the 3 cars on the outside are working very, very well together. PJ Evans, the 45 Pit Boss Toyota Camry, he is up 21 spots. Garrett Conrath, though, a big mover, 27 spots as we're lapping another truck. I believe that is Peyton Howell, who stays out of the way of the leaders.
As all of this goes on, it really seems like this second pack is just slowly losing time.
And now a gap down to 6.5 seconds. They have very competitive drivers in this. Max Brady, Daniel Smallwood, Jeremy B. Davis was very aggressive in the early going. They are just not making any progress. As we have reached the halfway point of this race. PDJ Zeller goes another lap down.
But I also wouldn't be surprised to see some of these front runners to try and do their same strategy again.
It works so get out together early and not have to worry about it.
Like, it worked for them once. There's no reason it couldn't work again. Oh, they tried that second line in that second pack. Try to go inside, like get the draft off of Petey Howell. It got spicy.
Peyton Howell.
Peyton Howell, my bad.
PDJ Zeller, Peyton Howell.
Yes.
But we can confirm that Thomas Lewandowski is out of the race after that big collision with PDJ Zeller. He's called it a night after 34 laps. We'll finish in the 35th position. He does have 1 drop week, maybe 2. I'd love to be fact-checked on that. I know he gets at least 1. As these 3 trucks on the outside, you alluded to it earlier. They're pretty much nose to deck lid, nose to tail, and they're doing a very nice job. Mitchell Hunt, with help from Jacob Hall and Connor Yaroshak. They're doing a very nice job. hanging tough on that outside line.
I think when we get down to 30 to go is when everything's going to really start popping off. That's when a lot of drivers are going to be really secure in making it to the end, even with a potential green-white checkered.
30 cars on the lead lap, back to Calvin Allison. PDJ Zeller. His lucky dog candidate, Jacob Bransky. A couple cars back in the lead pack. Also with Anthony Federico. Peyton Howell is way off the pace at 157 miles an hour. He needs multiple cautions if he wants a shot to get back into this thing. So far, caution-free. 2 minor incidents to report of, and we had a driver below the yellow. That might have been...
Oh, there is a big old checkup here in this second pack as Lapovich got... I'm not sure, but he was on the apron out of 4. Oh, he got turned. He kept it. He saved it, but it really messed up that inside line.
As now, Justin Levine, with help from Taylor Hurst, will try and pull the second pack back. They are now 7 seconds behind as they see them further and further ahead of them, facing the exact same issues as the Chevrolets in duel number 1 this evening. I believe we have, yep, from the 9th position, Jackson Crowder on back. Had their car blink out as they're getting on the pit road. Very dangerous situation, but the second half of that first pack electing to pull the trigger here on lap number 46. We'll see if this allows them, Justin Levine, to get any progress. We'll stick with this first pack, see what they elect to do, see what the 30 and the 21 machine try and do, as green flag pit stops are closing in, as we saw Logan Helton getting everything he could handle. And Garrett Conrath behind him. Nobody electing to pull the trigger this time by. Here they come off of pit road. And they look pretty organized.
They better be.
Peyton Howell in front of them, damaged. He's going to give him a little bit of draft and get up out of the way, so that's going to help him even more. Every little bit helps. As the one man who didn't, Eddie Kerner, is going to lose the draft. This will give us now Connor Horn going to lead the tail end of the last pack. Still no takers up at the front. As we are rapidly approaching 30 laps to go.
No takers in that second pack either.
They're still stagnated. Obviously, it was the second half of the pack that broke off. So to Rocky Boyd, the gap is 8.8 seconds. And that has stayed exactly the same since those green flag pit stops occurred.
Very interested to see what the lap times of this third pack are going to be. Jackson Crowder, Tommy Gossett, Michael Bumgarner are, as you said earlier, truck to deck lid. They are all in the mail right now.
Take a look here. You can see they're 41 seconds behind the leaders. That last lap for Jackson Crowder, a 47.6. Last lap for our race leader, though, 47.6.
Seems like our leaders have started to really kick it into high gear.
And they were actually slower than the second pack led by Max Brady as well. You can see Calvin Allison, the last driver in our second pack.
Oh, and we've got a little shuffle as Eddie, who had fallen off that third pack, chooses to stick to the bottom line. That is his personal choice. And this front pack is coming in. He gets turned. This is why they told him to go high.
Oh, and look at the move from Rocky Boyd. Look at this move from the 16 truck. He's going to get doored from Connor Yaroshchek. But what a move from the 16. If he could get it low down, we'll see if he gets a penalty.
It's a heck of a stop by that group there.
Eddie Kerner, I think he just wanted to be with a pack.
Like while you are allowed to like hold your line as a driver, coming out of 4, you have the leader saying, "Hey, can you please go high?"
We are trying to pit. And now here comes this, what was the second pack. Everybody coming in, except for Daniel Smallwood and Nate Trito. A very interesting decision from these two. Both are the 32 machine. Nate Trito is the actual 32. Daniel Smallwood runs 32 as his custom number, but that'll give the lead of the race back to Logan Helton.
I don't know. It doesn't even look like Smallwood was going to attempt there. I wonder what that's about. This is going to be one of the slowest laps on the track.
Potentially just wanted to avoid the chaos.
I mean, you avoid the chaos, but you put yourself potentially in the same spot of being a second and or third pack now.
But here comes your pole sitter, Matthew L. Morton. He's leading that outside line. Help from Garrett Conrad. As this second pack filters out, right exactly where they were the first time, pretty much. Let's see here. Daniel Smallwood, Nate Trito in. Not really going to be a question of whether or not they join in with the first pack, but whether or not they can get hooked up with the second pack. There goes the first pack by. They got to get on the hurry up. It is rapidly closing. Don't think they're going to be able to. Here comes Justin Levine. The gap is 3 seconds, and they haven't even made it off of turn number 2 yet.
He's going to have a little bit of draft. He's going to get up there and get a little bit of momentum having them behind him. And then he's just going to try and hop in line as fast as he can and get as much suck as possible.
Yeah, Smallwood actually might be okay.
Yeah, Smallwood's good.
And you're a little worried if you're Nathan Trito. Actually should be fine. He's got cars behind him as well. Looked very risky, but it'll work. Nathan Nicholson. Damage on the front of that 99 machine with help from PDJ Zeller. Back up at the front. That should be pit stops done and dusted. It's Matthew L. Morton, your pole sitter. With Garrett Conrath pushing him. Logan Helton up at the top side of the racetrack. With help from Matthew Zwack, who's decided now is his time to make some moves. As this front pack, we lost one driver from 17 to 16 after that exchange.
And I believe that was Eddie Kerner was that one driver, sadly.
Justin Levine now leading this second pack, trying to get something done. They've pretty much gone single file immediately. They realize that time is of the essence now.
That lap, they were 3/10 faster than the 16th place Justin Noblock.
The gap is 6.7. So they've gained roughly a second and some change after that round of pit stops as everyone's working together. With this front pack running side by side a little bit, we'll see if that changes things.
I think the biggest thing we're going to have to look for is when it gets real antsy, when it gets, closing time. Will we have, that late race caution?
Hasn't happened yet. 25 laps to go next time by. And if you've never tuned into YJ Media, you know there's nothing better than the sound of race cars. So let's crank it up as we're coming to 25 laps to go. not a whole lot better than the sound of trucks racing at 190 miles an hour. So we have 25 laps to go. Peyton Howe stays out of the way of the leaders. As Logan Helton, right before that exchange, was able to pull down that inside line. Outside line led by Connery Roshak. Only 3 cars up top again, but we noted before the second round of green flag pit stops how well 3 cars were able to work up top. It's looking like more of the same.
And that time by Justin Knobloch on the back of this lead pack was 2/10 faster than Justin Levine.
So it's really not looking good for these guys. Gap now down. It's stayed exactly the same, 6.5, 6.6. Not looking great for these guys. They're going to need a caution. And we imagine that it's going to play out something like under 10 laps to go, under 5 laps to go. Things are going to start popping off. If you're sitting there, Justin Knobloch, he ran a good race. He ran a solid race, no mistakes on pit road. But you don't want to finish 16th. You want to get everything you can get. You're in the lead draft, you can win this thing. And that's what pretty much 17th through 30th is rooting for right now.
That's what producer Darby is rooting for. Man says, I want a caution. I'd personally disagree, but that's just because I like green flag racing. You make your mistakes, you make them. Like,
yeah. Speaking from past experience, I don't want to race. This is not going to happen because iRacing doesn't let it get to that point. But broadcasting a league with 8 green-white checkered attempts, going 32 laps over your scheduled distance, is not the greatest thing. You got to finish at some point. But yes, very clean here from this third split. Only had 2 minor incidents to report on.
And I believe from in-car reports, we're the only of the top 3 splits to not have a caution so far.
So these guys keeping it very clean. They had no one to broadcast it though, so we spoke of their cleanliness. So, last-minuteness. And it paid off. They're putting on a good show. Obviously, very good communication, though, up front. These front 16 drivers working very well together. They're just going to decide it amongst themselves. As the gap now is 6.7. This second pack doing everything they can. But it's not enough.
And deciding it amongst themselves could definitely be a bloody finish, to be honest.
They get to the white flag, and then everything, all bets are off, and everyone wads up.
At that point, there are going to be no cautions. These drivers are going to be like, it's my spot or we all done.
Yeah, if you're Daniel Smallwood, Tyler Groff, Nathan Nicholson, you're down double-digit spots, so potentially going to reevaluate the strategy moving forward as the 64 Jeremy B. Davis. Going to take a run to the outside here with Nate Trito. No help so far. It is with Justin Levine in the 5 machine, 6.8 seconds back from Justin Knobloch. Who has Eddie Kerner behind him, so a 17-car front pack. Obviously, Eddie, the first car, 1 lap down. Wonder if he'll get up there and try and get his lap back the hard way. That's what PDJ Zeller is rooting for. 29 cars on the lead lap. Logan Helton continues to lead, as both packs have now gone single file. The first pack trying to preserve their lead, the second pack trying to get organized and catch up. But it hasn't worked thus far. This first pack working very well together.
And Christopher Cornell and Max R. Brady taking it side by side on this second pack. They're probably trying to decide that, hey, I think I'm a little faster than Justin Levine. Maybe we can get it up there, but I think they're just going to, worsen the struggles on themselves.
Yeah, now gap over 7 seconds now. But it's definitely something we've seen time and time again on these plate tracks. Obviously, if you think you can lead the line a little bit quicker, no noticeable damage. And the 29, that's going to be a caution.
Is it?
Oh, that's got to be. We're wrecking all over the track. The 3 machine Taylor Hurst, the 64. Jeremy B. Davis, we got cars stopped on track. At least 4 or 5. And I think they all just got screwed.
There it is. Oh, wait, no.
No, they got screwed. Unbelievable.
I think even with some trucks potentially trying to bring it out.
I mean, that was at least 5, 6, 7 cars. My goodness. Let's take another look at this. It all started with a bump. Let's take a look. It was Max R. Brady. And it just kind of, the 29 truck just kind of shifted up his bumper. It just slid up there. Justin Levine almost gets it. Here's James Wenzel. Taylor Hurst getting a piece. Calvin Allison. Christopher Cornell. Brady's coming back on track. Stuck in the... That's just incredible. Jeremy B. Davis.
Yeah, with what Jeremy B. Davis was doing, I don't understand how a caution does not come out. I get all the other trucks potentially keeping it straight. Jeremy B. Davis was stopped on track.
Yeah, nowhere for these guys to go. Immediate checkup, the 33 Lapovich. The 64 was literally turned around backwards.
And iRacing said, not a caution.
That's too bad. That's my instincts taken over there. We just see cars sliding through the grass. That's a caution 10 times out of 10. We know NASCAR, they throw cautions for hot dog wrappers, but that should have been a caution. But now, it's Justin Levine, Seth Reeder in 18th, and then everybody else. This second pack is broken off into several sub-packs. You see here on your track map, now we're all over the place. The ultimate commentator's curse saying there would be a caution and there wasn't.
Really, gotta say, I don't think I like their chances to catch the lead pack anymore.
Yeah. Justin Levine and Seth Reeder trying to push their way up there. Only 2 cars.
I mean, there's a small, like, they could get 5 cars. Nathan Nicholson, Nate, Trito, Daniel Smallwood, they're, like, those 3 are about to get hooked up. They could
but
possibly
really, it's going to be
up.
17th to 22nd is going to reform. Trayton Lapovich all the way down to Taylor Hurst is now going to be the second, or actually it'll be the third pack. Calvin Allison all by himself. Max Brady all by himself. Jeremy B. Davis by himself. Both of these guys. Max Brady off the pace. Left front damage. We know the damage mode on these trucks very sensitive to any damage on the front end, so not the race he would have wanted. That second pack, we said it, they're going to try something. As we were saying it, they were going to try and reorganize themselves, get some of those faster trucks up front, and the pushing just got a little bit too hard. And it ended up with Christopher Cornell getting turned off the front bumper of Max Brady. So Corbin Simmons, can you give us a second duel update?
Corbin Simmons, could you use some of your winnings to, why don't you buy producer Darby a subscription to our channel?
And there goes Max Brady getting lapped, as well as Jeremy B. Davis, who was making moves early on in this race. But still a 16-car pack in terms of lead lap cars. Eddie Kerner's going to make it 17. Max Brady going to try and get onto the back of this thing, as will Jeremy B. Davis, but we kind of got a shake-up at the front with these lap cars.
Connor Yershak leading that outside line. Jacob Hall giving a little bit of help, but I think 2 trucks will be enough. No, he didn't.
Connor Daly made it? What an all-time fumble from Austin Hill.
No, he didn't.
What an all-time fumble from Austin Hill, ladies and gentlemen. The car literally was broken all week. All-time fumble.
That car's not even going to make it into the, like, it's not going to work in the Daytona 500.
What a waste of a spot. The money team is a money laundering scheme, not an actual racing team.
Me and my 98 Chevy would do better.
But now we're 2x2 at the front. The intensity has picked up. Logan Helton has led pretty much since the second round of green flag pit stops. The 64 you see there. Jeremy B. Davis was able to get a home in this pack. Eddie Kerner was. Max Brady was not. But he's just running laps. Every point is going to count. As this outside line now, even with the slight damage on that 2 truck.
I think they had a little bit of help there from that lap car they were trying to draft off of to get, that close.
Logan Helton has looked strong on that bottom side.
Actually, another imposter inside this front pack. I believe is that Jeremy B. Davis in the middle on that high side?
Yeah, he's only one lap down. He's trying to get his lap back in case we get a late caution. He's the first car lap down though, but the reason he's doing that is because Eddie Kerner's only half a second back roughly, so he's got to stay in front of him if a caution were to come out.
Yeah, but like right now he's in the thick of it. Like if a caution comes out near him, if he gets touched, if he gets a 0x,
oh yeah,
that's that lucky dog gone. So I get wanting to fight for your position, but you're about to have like the hornet's nest come down upon you. We are 10 to go.
Corbin says he might be wrong. So after all of that, you have no idea. Yeah, 10 laps to go. .25 miles remaining here at Daytona Beach, Florida, the Daytona International Speedway.
I could be to Taco Bell and back before 25 miles.
You're going 186 miles an hour. Are you sure about that?
I mean, last time I tried to do that, like I ended up with a car in the ditch, but we never know.
But Logan Helton has looked very strong, leading that inside line since the second round of pit stops. He has looked probably the strongest of our front runners. Matthew L. Morton has raced his way back up from the back of this first pack. The opening stint.
The biggest like contributors are, Logan Helton, Matthew L. Morton, and Garrett Connor all being stalwarts on that bottom line, not making any moves, just saying like, this is my spot, you're gonna have to take it from me.
PJ Evans running 6th. He's up 22 spots. We haven't talked a lot about Jared Torres tonight. He's doing a fine job in the 8th position. He's been up front all night. Tommy Gossett has as well, running 9th with 9 laps to go. It still is a 16-car pack. Matthew Zwack, the last of these, with help from Eddie Kerner.
Oh, we've got 2x2 racing in the quote-unquote second pack. These 5 cars.
Yeah,
Smallwood trying to get a position.
Yep, Seth Reeder, Nate Trito, Nathan Nicholson got formed up and have challenged Daniel Smallwood.
Ooh, Justin Levine get a little bad touch there, almost got below the apron.
And this is Tyler Groff is in no man's land. He's got some lap trucks helping him. He's 22nd on the lead lap. And then here's really your 4th and final pack, led by Trayton Lapovich. Our attention will turn back to the battle up front as now the intensity continues to build, especially as they're going to catch lap traffic before the end of this race. And if a caution's going to come out, you imagine it's going to be here. We'll see what those 4 trucks elect to do. Led by Trayton Lapovich, Christopher Cornell, James Wenzel, and Taylor Hurst. They're in danger of going a lap down as well. They will be caught before the end of 7 laps here. Last lap was a 49.8 for Trayton, 48 flat for Logan Helton. So it's only a matter of time.
And I just want to point out the stark contrast between this and running C open this week, where I don't know how many times a truck unnecessarily took it 3 wide, and here I could probably count on one hand the number of times we've seen trucks like take it 3 wide for spots.
But now it's under 6 laps to go.
Things are gonna get spicy.
It's time to get paid. Kind of make your move up to the front if you're sitting here back in 11th. Sam Adams, Tommy Gossett, you don't want to sit there. Maybe you do. Maybe you just want a top 10 in Daytona and look forward to getting back to some regular racing. But there's moves being made in the back. I believe that's Eddie Kerner, though.
These lap cars are holding bottom, so we're going to see our first major
Lucky Boyd makes a move down to the middle lane. But these four are still carrying decent speed, although Trayton Lapovich has some damage, so they should get past.
Ooh, Rocky Boy doing... Oh!
And there's going to be trouble right in front of the lead pack. That's got to be a caution with 5 laps to go.
It finally comes out.
It still took longer than I would have wanted. And just as we said it, they caught those lap cars. It was right around them. Let's take a look. And it actually occurred, oh, looks like off the bumper of the 20. That's, I believe, the 07 machine. Let's get a better look at this.
Yeah, Connor Horn just... we're 3 wide, and he just gives a bad bump to Torres.
It catches him right in the right rear, turns him around into the 45, Jeremy B. Davis. And there's those lap trucks, the 33 and the 29. And everything has been thrown out the window.
Yeah, just as I talked about earlier. Jeremy B. Davis. He's not getting his lap.
Yep. Let's check on board here, Jared Torres, what he sees. Not a whole lot the 24 could have done there. Connor Horn. So tell the story. Just catches him slightly off center to the right. Michael Bumgarner, big damage. Justin Knobloch facing the wrong way. If you're Justin Levine, though, that was, that's a gift. Daniel Smallwood, that's a gift of a lifetime right there.
Oh, and it was confirmed. Connor Daly made the race.
That's incredible. What a waste of a spot. Love Connor Daly, but the money team's, a bit of a joke, so.
Logan Helton out here faking people out as if he's actually gonna pit.
Yeah, but some of these guys gonna have to give up a top 10 spot to come in and fix damage. Jared Torres, PJ Evans,
Sam Adams.
Connor Horn's gonna stay out, but everyone further back. We hear some guys shutting the car off.
Calvin Allison, Michael Bumgarner, Justin Knobloch, Justin Levine.
If you're in that second half of the pack and you had damage, you're coming in. If you were involved in that wreck, you're coming in. Logan Helton has looked so strong after those pit stops. Daniel Smallwood's going to get promoted to 12th. Nate Trito, 13th. Sam Adams to 14th. And they're going to have a shot at this thing. But it looks like we're going to have...
Will it just be a one-lap shootout?
It'll be a green-white checker.
I don't see it popping up like it would be.
Well, it's going to go next time by. Lights are still on the top of the pace car. So we haven't even gotten to 2 to go yet. So.
But if we go 1 to go on lap 79, that would be 80 and 81.
Correct.
So I'm not sure if it's going to give us that green-white checker. So that's why...
It should.
I don't see it in the settings. Or in the info, but...
Just wait for it to pop up. You'll see it here in a second. Don't worry.
I am worried. It's a race that I'm not involved in. Super invested. I want to get it factually correct while also... racing. 3 green-white checkered attempts.
There's the answer to my last question. They got 3 attempts at it. Lights are off. On top of the pace car, we'll be going back to green flag racing this time by. If you are a loved one, have a friend here in Split 3, tell them to tune in because it's about to get even more intense than it already has been.
I think we're going to find out how many people here live by the Tony Stewart philosophy of let's wad them all up before we go home.
It's entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Your biggest mover, Garrett Conrath. He's been a heck of a pusher all night. He's up 24 spots. Nate Trito's up 20. Looks like we're going to have, I believe, 24 cars on the lead lap. Yeah, James Wenzel's trying to catch the pack. I don't think they're going to be able to do so. 50 seconds back, and we're getting ready to come through 3 and 4 right here. So
I think one of the...
It's gonna leave us with 19 trucks. Jeremy B. Davis, huge damage on the front of that thing, but he's on the lead lap.
And I'm gonna assume that they'll be fine, because I don't think we're gonna make it, like... We might go on the first attempt, but I highly doubt it'll be a one attempt green light checker.
Let's see. You can see coming out of turn number 4. Oh, they might try and Kyle Busch it, but pace car is off. For the first attempt at a green-white checkered, Logan Helton takes us through the Geico restart zone, and we are back to green flag racing.
Immediately, Daniel Smallwood tries to jump up to the third.
Oh, and a caution further back before anything gets going.
Justin Levine is around. Oh, they wrecked each other trying to catch up.
That's not a good look.
Levine turns Bumgardner for seemingly no reason. They did all of that to try and catch up.
You actually had that wrong, sir.
What?
It was not Justin Levine.
Oh, wait, hold on. It's Knobloch. It's the other one truck. It's the other one truck. I got.
They were trying to Kyle Busch it, and he turns the 27 into the wall. Catches the 29 out as well. So how was that a caution, but our first wreck wasn't?
I don't know. Yeah, that's my bad, producer Darby. I saw the one truck, and I just... I'm so used to seeing Levine. I forgot Knobloch also has the one.
Yeah, but Michael Bumgardner, he was getting shoved for everything he was worth and just turned into the outside wall.
You know, when they say cautions breed cautions, they don't usually mean trucks however far back trying to catch up and get back, like, with the pack.
Yeah, but let's take a look here on board with Knobloch again. They're still not even up to speed, all things considered. They're still missing a little bit. But Bumgardner's trying to... He realizes he's got damage, but you can see here he's going to lift just a tiny bit. 17 of Justin Knobloch gets into him and just gets right on that right rear. I believe that was Jared Torres that, no? Blew up, actually. And he was even further off the pack. But somebody blows up back here. And it was the 24 machine of Jared Torres.
I don't think that was much of a shock as that he was the first victim of the major caution, or the one caution.
Who was the 29 truck that ran into Bumgardner there? Go check that out for me. Still don't have all the numbers lined up.
Let's see. Christopher Cornell. And he's the one that's actually the 29.
Cautions do, in fact, breed cautions. That's what I was just getting ready to say. You read my mind. Let's take a look here at the pitch strategy. You can hear it there. He's shutting the car off. Logan Helton, your race leader. He's led pretty much since the second round of green flag pit stop, so he's been out front burning a little bit more fuel. Drayton Lapovich gets his lucky dog. So let's take a look here at your fuel strategy. It wants to pop up. There we go. Logan Helton, Matthew L. Morton, Connor Yoroshak, Jacob Hall, Garrett Conrath, Rocky Boyd, Mitchell Hunt, all pitted on lap 49. Tommy Gassett, lap 45, so we'll look for him especially to be hurting here. Daniel Smallwood, lap 51. Jeremy B. Davis, lap 50. Drayton Lapovich, lap 50. So these are the guys that we're concerned about running out of fuel. Everyone else came down once that second caution, 2 cautions ago, came out. So they're all good, but lights are out on top of the pace car. But if you're Tommy Gassett, you did not want to see this go into multiple green-white checkers.
All people, I figured that would be the one you would know how to pronounce. Gossett.
Gossett.
You said Gassett.
My apologies.
Wait, that one got me.
Yeah, Smallwood, lap 51, I think he's fine. But lap 49, we heard Logan Helton. He was shutting the car off instantaneously almost the whole time. Tommy Gossett, now you got me in my head. We're going to be very concerned for him.
I think it's going to have to be this time by, or he's going to have to come pit.
Absolutely, but pace car, lights are off. We're going back to green flag racing. 23 cars on the lead lap.
Oh, what? Why did I hear we're not going green?
Oh, that it's got from even bad to worse here. Delayed green. For
Tommy Gossett is freaking out.
Yeah.
What happened?
Wow. I saw nothing on the track map to indicate that should have been a delayed green. And Tommy Gossett, let's go on board. You're going to hear literally no RPMs. Yep. He's shutting it off every single second. He's going to have to hope for some help. He's doing the bare minimum. We've got it in 4th gear. I don't see anything that indicates that should have been a delayed green. There's no one further back on our track map. The 24 and 29 are off track. And everyone was mostly caught up. That's incredible. I have nothing that there was any off tracks, no one. The only thing, the last thing that we have, and this was well before that, was it Taylor Hurst?
I believe he says in chat wasn't going to be me catching a black. I wonder if he had.
Yeah, Taylor Hurst just came to a stop on track. That's what it was.
Oh my.
Yeah, so we figured out there he didn't want to catch a black flag from iRacing from guys trying to catch up. Why he cared so much? Because he was 30th, 2 laps down. I don't know.
Tommy Gossett's still in the pack, so.
But this is still the second attempt. Logan Helton will get us back to green. That was a rough one, though. As these trucks take a lap to get up to speed, we'll see who actually has a competitive truck. Look for Tommy Gossett. We'll see if he even has enough fuel. But Logan Helton leading the inside line. Your pole sitter Matthew L. Morton leading the outside line. Connor Roshek helping out on the bottom. Jacob Hall pushing up top. They enter 3 and 4 for the second to final lap of this race if they can make it off of turn number 4. 3 wide mid-pack. Looks like they'll do it. Justin Levine leading that third line.
Yeah, with Matthew Zwack as a helper, if I had to choose anyone in this field that wasn't named Daniel Smallwood, I'd probably want to work with Zwack.
But race is official. A white
Rocky
flag
Boyd
in the
going
air.
up to that third line.
The inside line has the most momentum. Cars tightly packed together. Justin Levine leaves Rocky Boyd hanging out to dry.
Come on, Petey.
Third line non-existent. Logan Helton still leading.
Oh, Smallwood, get back in line.
Matthew L. Morton getting help from Jacob Hall. It's dead even at the front. The 63 maybe half a nose in front as we head through turn 3 and 4 for the final time. Oh, they're going to get turned. The 13 gets turned. Matthew L. Morton.
Come on, Smallwood.
Logan Helton up top. Rocky Boyd through the middle. Going to force it 3 wide. Connor Yaroshek on the bottom. Rocky Boyd through the middle to potentially steal victory. And he's going to do it in the 16. Machine Rocky Boyd. What a run from the middle. Matthew Zwack up 27 spots to finish third. What a finish.
I don't know how Rocky did not kill the field, kill those 2 trucks there. What a way to hang on to it.
What a way to win. Take a look at how he did it. 63 gave him just enough of a gap. Maybe not even a gap, but the 16 made one. He's actually the 35. With help from Matthew Zwack. 3 wide at the line. Oh my goodness. Have you ever? Well, let's take a look here. What happened with the 21 machine of Jacob Hall. Again, what an incredible finish. Jacob Hall was given Matthew L. Morton everything he could handle. Oh, and it looks like actually that was Connor Yaroshek. Let's take a look. We'll give the definitive far chase cam to see if it was netcode or if it was just a bad bump from Garrett Conrath. We'll take a look, but obviously outside line's going to come down. Oh boy. Final lap, everything on the line. 2 gets a little squirrely, but there's no contact made officially. The 13 gets sent up the track. The 21 nowhere to go. Rocky Boyd's going to shoot through there. Matthew Zwack, they have a head of momentum. And that was really the only incident, actually, off of turn number 4. Surprising that wasn't more, but let's take another look at this from Rocky Boyd. My goodness. Was laying back a little bit from Levine. Had a good run. The 63 tried to come back down. It was too late. And yeah, he kind of did get in the left rear there. Kind of made a hole. But the 63 got the 63 is even lucky to Logan Helton. Pretty lucky to finish it as it is. Let's take a look here with Rocky Boyd. Got a head of momentum. The 63 trying to get down in front of Yaroshek. Couldn't do it. He's drifting up the track, trying to correct down now to get a shove from Rocky Boyd. There's really not a lane there. Rocky Boyd kind of made one. And now we're 3 wide. The 63's kind of lost all momentum. And that's a sprint to the finish. 63 couldn't block Matthew Zwack. Zwack's going to give him the final push. Garrett Conrath wasn't connected enough to Connor Yaroshek to get him across the line first. But if you're Connor, you started second, finished second. You got to love that. Matthew Zwack rounds out your podium here this evening, up 27. Garrett Conrath up 25. Logan Helton up 16. Daniel Smallwood finished exactly where he started. What a finish from Nate Trito. Charging late at the end. Jacob Hall recovers to 9th despite being in that wreck. Your pole sitter will finish 12th here this evening. And Tommy Gossett. Let's take a look if he ran out of fuel or not, because he's down in the 23rd position. See what happened here. Yep, in the one machine, Tommy Gossett out of fuel. Very unfortunate for him. Appreciate that, Darby. I really appreciate that. This was insanely last minute, but I hate that for Tommy. Didn't get a chance at it, but he's obviously was trying to stay out to get that track position. Looks like Tyler Groff ran out of fuel as well. Jeremy B. Davis, Michael Bumgardner, all these guys. Justin Levine finishes on the lead lap in 19th. But what a finish. What a race. Hour and a half. Couple cautions late at the end, and Rocky Boy with a come-from-behind victory out of turn number 4. Very good run from Daniel Smallwood, though. We do sponsor that man. Let's go see if we can get a word. Very quickly.
From where a caution came out. And then Jason. Oh. Why? Cody, were you fucking streaming Discord, you fuck?
Yeah, we're in the Express Esports team channel. We'll get a quick word from him. But yeah, what a fantastic finish. Let's go ahead and officially show you your final results here for the opening round of the eNASCAR Road to Pro Qualifying Series. Rocky Boyd by 1/1500th of a second over Connor Yoroshak. Matthew Zwick completes the podium, but 6 cars within 0.2 of a second. 8 cars within a second. Very nice. Let's see here. All the way down, the top 20, we're all on the lead lap. Tommy Gossett, first car, 1 lap down. And then all the way down to Thomas Lewandowski, 52 laps down. I do think we have an opportunity here to get in touch with Daniel Smallwood, so let's go see. Hello?
Hello.
Daniel Smallwood, talk me through a little bit of that race. We were spontaneously last minute broadcasting it, but obviously you made our truck look good out there. But you were kind of on that alternate strategy, one of the last ones to pit from that lead pack initially on lap 17 or 18, and ended up in that second pack. And then just for the life of y'all couldn't get anything organized. You were kind of just stuck at 6 to 7 seconds. And that stayed that way pretty much the rest of the race until that caution with under 10 laps to go.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know they were playing the pit. It didn't even enter my mind. And then I think it was like lap 10, they started peeling off, and we just kind of just stuck on the outside from there. We rode it out, and what put us so far back is we had to take an extra little bit of fuel, so we had to take the second can, which with them pitting early, they didn't have to. So that put us in the back a little bit, and I don't know. We just didn't. I don't know if somebody couldn't lead right or could push right, but we didn't. We couldn't make up any time, and we was just hoping for a caution. We had that one right down the back, and it didn't throw a caution, which I thought it would.
Well, I instantly said it would. I was like, because I saw y'all were trying to get reorganized, and obviously I think it was off the bumper of Max Brady. Forget who he turned, but I said, oh, and there's going to be the caution, and then there's the ultimate commentator's curse. They had like 6 cars involved, and I thought that finally screwed y'all, but obviously with the way these races go, under 10 to go, anything can and will happen, and then y'all got caught back up. And then it was on from there. You're able to get back in the pack. You were super racy. Those first 17 laps while you're up there, so we saw you making some moves towards the end of this thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun there at the end. I knew they were short on fuel, so I was good, and I had a gallon still left after the race. So I could have done the next green white checker. I was kind of hoping for it, honestly. I was hoping they would run out. But I knew that early pit stop they would be pretty close, and I mean, props to them saving that much fuel. It was fun.
Yeah, Tommy Gossett, I've been told I keep doing it. But he pitted on lap 45, he ran out of fuel, and then a couple of the guys that pitted on lap 49 that didn't save as well ran out. So lap 49 was right on the edge there, but you pitted on lap 51 and we're good to go to the end.
Yeah, we were plenty good. I made sure to take extra just in case that was to happen, so I could stay out. But they probably just put the minimum amount needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, all things considered, with the way it was looking for so long, a 7th place here to open the eNASCAR Road to Pro qualifying series. You got to be happy with that, with the wild card nature, and you can kind of settle down now and get into some of the more technical tracks on the schedule.
Oh yeah, I mean, I was ready for a top 20 at best, maybe, and then just to come out here with 7th, it feels like a win. Couldn't ask for much more.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the great recovery drive, and look forward to seeing what you can do next week.
Yep. Thank you guys for broadcasting and for sponsoring. Love y'all.
Absolutely. But that's words from Daniel Smallwood to close out a great night of racing here. Hope all the other splits had as much fun as we did. Art, your final thoughts?
That was just a heck of a finish. I'm actually glad we decided to do it. It was, as you've said multiple times, a last-minute call, literally 30 minutes before the race. It's like, yeah, let's do it.
But appreciate all y'all showing up. It was pretty spontaneous, but we had about 15 guys in here at one point. So appreciate it. Don't know how many more we'll be able to do of these, but we'll try and make some more. A lot of fun. Third split was really solid right up until 10 to go, but that's Daytona. But great opening round. Again, if you're new here, we'll be the official home of ARS, LSRL, and the Rod Car Truck Tour. Monday nights, Tuesday nights, and Friday nights. You can catch more of our work there. And got exciting things planned for the future, so be sure to tune in. Saturday night, we got a Daytona 500 at the LSRL Daytona 500 presented by Butt Kicker. Awesome prizes on the line. Full length. So be sure to tune in for that. And we're going to crown a champion for that. But y'all take care. We'll catch y'all later.